So I'll send that to you then when we're done.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start here. You have a really nice graphic up here. And then you wanted to go in and set up so you can capture email addresses. Is that how I understood you? Okay,
Right.
so in order to do that, I'm going to I'll show you, and then I'll let you, let's see. Okay, so we're going to go into edit group settings. So you made me an admin, so I can actually make the changes for you if that's okay for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then this will be recorded, so you'll see how to do that if you want to do it for another page. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll want to go to edit group settings. And then in here, so if you wanted to create like, I think, are you in Bob's training?
Yes.
Okay. So you know how he was talking about the units? Well, this is how you would select those units. So you would make it a social learning group. But since this is going to be a group that's just going to be kind of community based, you wouldn't necessarily need to do that unless you're going to be doing, you're going to be going over different topics or something like that. But if you had a VIP group, you would want to maybe change it to the social learning group. And then in each unit, you could have maybe different regimens or things like that. So I can show you that too. But we're just going to leave this as it is. So that's the type. And then you can customize your address here. So right now, this is what the web address is. So I'm going to change that to say Woman with Wisdom.
Okay.
So that's already assigned. So we have to do another one. I'm going to do Facebook. Let's do Women with Wisdom group.
Okay.
And I customized it. So now when you wanted to, if you wanted just to send the link to someone, you're going to see here it says, facebook.com groups, Women with Wisdom group. It just looks a little more professional. Okay. It's not going to change anything other than that, but I just always like to make it personalized.
Okay.
And then closed group, that's what you want. You don't want it to be open or secret. And then moderator, that's right. Now, this is where you're going to ask the questions. So you get 3 questions. So what you do is it's right here, membership requests, ask questions. So you click on that, and then please enter your email address.
This is what I got from you when you did your video. So, but what I don't understand is those are the questions that I asked. But how do I find the people to get to this page?
Okay. Yep. So I'll show you that. So you have all of this. Please enter your email address. What is your name? What is your passion? Okay, that's perfect. So those are your questions. Now, when you get someone that joins your page, what you'll want to do is you're going to want to, you'll see I wish I had one to show you, but you'll get like a little request from them and it'll say if they answered the questions. You'll want to copy the email address, and I always put it I have this note section right here. So I put it in there and I just keep a running list of emails, so emails to add. So these are different emails that I have from different groups, and I just keep it like this. Or I take a screenshot if I'm on my phone. But the problem with Facebook is they don't let you go back and actually look at the information you collected. So if you hit accept before you capture their email address, it goes away.
Okay.
So that's one thing to do. But everything else looks really good here. And then I'm just going to hit save. So you already had that finished. And now to invite people to the group. So this is my favorite way to do it. So what I do is I see this little blue note here.
Yeah.
You click on that. And so you have to do this from a desktop. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I was going to say, because I'm looking at it on my iPad and I don't see that little blue button.
I don't think it's on the actual app, but if you go on a desktop, you can do this. And so what you would do is I always I was writing notes today, inviting people to the event tonight. Trying to think what I do. So I type it and then I put it in something here so I can just copy and paste it. So for example, I might say, I would love for you to join my online Facebook community for women, and then put your name. And then you can go in here. So I always copy it just so I have it saved, because once you invite them, it goes away.
Okay.
So you might want to copy and paste it into Word or like that note section, so you don't have to type it every single time. But then what I do is I click this blue little invite here. Oh, see, it went away. So you click the blue invite to get here. Then you can go here and you can type people's names, or you can just start searching, okay? And so let's say I'm going to invite my mom, okay? So I put Barb. And then now Barb, it says I would like for you to join my online Facebook community for women. And then I'm going to hit invite. So what she's going to get is a notification with your note that says that I would like for you to join this group. And then after she accepts it, you're going to go into members, and then you can sort it. Okay, so if you go right here to default and join date, you can see the join date. So you can see, well, you made me an admin today, your daughter on February 19th, and then when it was created. Okay, so as people accept it, then you're going to see the date that they accepted it. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to welcome them. So like I try to do it once a week or once a month or whatever, just so that they, just welcome them to my group. And so the key with these groups is you need to invite, and then you need to engage. So you want to be asking questions daily, if you can, just questions to get people to start having conversation. And then from there, the hope then is people will start having their own conversations. Okay. So another way you can do it, is, let's say you're posting something that would fall along with wisdom group. Okay. Women with wisdom. The only other thing here, I'm going to see if I can move this down. Okay, if I were you, I might try, if you have this, did you make this in Canva?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see how the woman part cut off up here? I would maybe see if you can move it down here so the women starts here, so everything can shift down a little bit. Okay. Otherwise, it cuts it off here.
Okay. On my iPad, though,
you can see it okay?
I could see it okay. So how do I make it so that it, the iPad is definitely different than the laptop. So I'm afraid if I move it down.
Well, if it's looking okay on the other devices, then don't worry about it, because most people are going to access it through a computer or an iPad. So it's completely fine. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was showing up okay. Yeah. The other thing you might want to do too is you can add tags here. So tags would be, so you could put women, women of faith, things like that. So people, if they're out there searching for groups, they'll come across your group. Okay. But the one thing that I like to do, so let's say I'm doing a post, and this could be one of your 3 for the day. You can, so let's say you have a quote and you're putting a quote. You could say, connect with me over on my, and then you could do @wisdom. So if you do the @ sign, at women with wisdom. I don't know why I think it's, you just added me today. But what you do is if you, post your picture and then you can write something, and if you put the @ symbol, then it will, let's see, why is this not working? It's supposed to link to your group then. I'm trying to get it to link to one of mine, but for some reason it's not doing it right now.
And that's in the tag section?
No, it's not tagged. So I'm on my open Facebook page here. So I'll show you an example. I did one yesterday. So this one, no, it wasn't it. Sorry, here we go. So this one, here we go. So in my @Moxie and Grace group, do you see how it linked it there? So that way they could read this and then they might be like, oh, what's that? So then they can click on it and then they'll be taken to the group.
Okay.
And you know what? And some weeks I get a lot of people and some weeks I don't. It just kind of depends. But I think the best way to build your platform is to use that blue box, type a note, and it can be a personal note to them, and then type in their name and invite that way. That's going to be the quickest way. Or sending them a private note, and then, you could copy and paste then the link. And we personalized it, and you could say, you know what, I just really would love for you to join this online community I'm building.
Okay.
Okay, so there is that. Now, what other questions did you have about the actual?
Well, on your page where you have the 4 little sections of what.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That. Because I was trying to make that out in Canva, and I know that I can, but when they go to your page, that's always the first thing they see.
Yeah.
And I know you're supposed to, it says view pinned post, and when I go to that, I would like to create something similar.
Okay, so how I did this is I created an album. Let's see. Go to photos. And then albums, and see I did an album. So all 4 pictures are then in that album. Okay. So I just made these in Canva, and then I just added them that way. Okay. Then I went and I made it, let's see, an announce. Let's see. I went and edit. Okay, let me go back to yours and see, because they changed it. It used to be a pin post, but now it's called an announcement. Let's see. Women of Wisdom.
Women with Wisdom? Or?
Yep, there you go. Sorry.
That's okay. And
that might be
group, since we've changed it to, because.
Nope. There it is. No, I just typed in the wrong thing. Okay, so let's see. Let's just try photos. Let's see if I have. I'm just going to add a couple things here just to see if it will. We can do it, and then we can delete it.
Okay. So after I create basically 4 different things, download them and then upload them to this area.
Yeah, and so what I would do then right here, I would say start here. And take out that date. But then now I'm going to have, let's see, my 4 pictures. And then I should post. Okay, and then okay, so then you can pin post it. So do you see how I went back to your home screen right here?
Yeah.
And it came up like this. Okay. Then you're just going to hit pin post. Okay. And it says you already have a pin post. Would you like to unpin? I'm going to say confirm. There you go. Okay. So it will be right there. Now you're not going to probably see it from your, I don't know if you can see that from your iPad when you first come in, but you can see it on the computer. Once you get a certain number of people in here, there will, I think it's called an announcement now. That's what mine is. And it should show all the time. But that is what I would do here. Do you want me to leave this in here and you want to delete it, or do you want me just to delete it now?
You could delete it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I just usually put like, so mine I think says welcome, resources, or something, you know, just 4 things. Even 2 things is good.
Okay.
A place where they can, you know, see kind of what the group's about. I'm going to go back to mine real quick and just see. Yeah, I really like the introduction tab because you can shout out people there. And then, so community rules, I just did that because I didn't want people in there, promoting themselves.
Right.
And then our community. And then, yeah, I think I put some different things I found valuable in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm still a little bit confused about is the @ Women with Wisdom group.
Uh-huh.
Can you just review that again on where are you saying I should go to my Facebook page?
Yeah, so you're going to go like you were going to make a post, okay? So here I was getting ready to make a post. And let's say I want to put something, I am just going to stick this in here. And let's say this relates to the group that I'm trying to get people into. So I would make this as one of your 3 things that you can post about. So rodent fields, your group here. And so you could say, write something about the quote and then put, if you would like to connect with my online group or whatever you want to say. See how I did and then I typed in Moxie and then my Moxie and Grace group came up.
Got it.
And so that way it'll link it. Okay. So that should happen for your group as well.
Okay.
And if you can't get it, close out of it and come back in and then it should work.
Okay.
But then I'm trying to think what else I can show you for.
And even though, because I don't have a lot on that group right now, information, but I am going to put other things on there. Should I make it, how do I make it public so that it gets on Facebook?
Okay, so that's how you're going to do it. You can, when you start sharing it by posting something and then doing the @ symbol, it's going to say, go to my group, okay? Your group's there. It's ready to add people. People can come. So what I like to do, and I know you were worried about, making sure that you had everything, perfect. No, if you want to go in there and do a couple questions that maybe when people come on, like one thread might be, introduce yourself here. Maybe you want to put a video about why you created this page. I think that's really powerful. And then that could even be pinned at the top too. The thing with groups is you have to remember that once you start getting people in there, you have to show up and you have to show up every day. And so it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Literally on my group, I do a lot of questions. Sometimes I get 4 questions, sometimes 4 responses, some days I get 30. It just depends. But I try to go live in my group at least once a week. But this is really just a place to share things that are inspiring me that I feel like other women are going to be inspired about. And so and then I start to, just ask questions. So like this one, I had 14 comments, it just depends, 37 comments. The point is that people will start seeing your group to have value in it. They're going to come when they want to connect with other people and just start showing up. And I also have to get better with responding to people because I don't do that. And as the moderator of your, the owner of your group, you really should be spending time. That's how we can create relationships, by actually answering them. But I try to go in about once a week and, I try just to make sure that everything stays on brand. So I know that there's people in here that are entrepreneurs, but I didn't want this to be a group that had, I didn't want to be doing trainings in here. So I keep trying to say, okay, if you want to be doing trainings, then let's go over to this other group, but this is a good way to kind of just build relationships. I have a lot of people in here who would have told me no for the business. And now they are like, now they, have conversations with me, and it just gives people a way, just like with your live videos, it gives people a way to just see the real you, you know? And that's why I like it so much.
So when I do this, because when I made up my VIP page, it linked me to my regular Facebook page. So.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You have, because you had made a business page before, right? Your profile. Okay. So you don't really, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to worry about that. I link mine, honestly, because I just keep running out of friend space. And so I do that just so people can follow. You know what I mean? They can connect with me if they need to. But you don't have to worry about that. And if you want to take that out of it, you can actually do that. Again, it doesn't matter. And I don't think it makes a difference, like your stuff showing up in a newsfeed. Because I was concerned about that at one time. But
like when I make a post on my Facebook page, it goes in the newsfeed. And if I don't wait an hour or two and make a post on my VIP page for my PCs and people who are interested, it seems like on the newsfeed, it's Carol O'Prondick Snyder, and then Carol O'Prondick Snyder, or Carol Snyder's VIP page, Carol O'Prondick Snyder. And it's like one right after another. And I don't want, if this is going to be the case, I don't want all three things in the newsfeed.
No, so I don't think they can see that, because I know exactly what you're saying. So only if they're, so here, I'll show you, because I was worried about that too. I don't think they could see. I think it's just for you, a summary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, they can't see that.
Because most of the people on my VIP page are people on my Facebook page. Very few are not.
So this is my business page. I don't use it because you're not going to get engagement like you would on your personal profile. Okay. So when we first started, everyone's like, oh, get a business page, you know, but it's dead unless you're going to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for ads. See, like here, I get 34 people, 18 people. Like, that's ridiculous. So this is only stuff that I can see here.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry about that at all.
Okay.
But as long as you're posting on your personal profile, so this is my personal profile, and then I have my VIP page, and then I have my Moxie and Grace page. So I have, you know, those two places. And so what I'm trying to get better at doing is, so I have some waiting friend requests here I've been trying to clean out. So these people are Rodan & Fields people. So I would see if I would send them an email and let them know I can no longer take friend requests, but I still would like to connect with them. And then I would send them a link like to my Moxie and Grace page. And so I have a Moxie Grace and I have the She Impacts page. So I would invite them to connect with me in one of my communities. So if you get a lot of like Rodan & Fields requests, you could start doing that now and just say, you know what, thanks for connecting with me, but I'd really just love for you to follow me and then connect with me over in my group too. But if you get friend requests from other people, you could always, you know, respond back and say, thank you for your friend request. I just would like to know why you'd like to connect with me. Would you be interested in learning more about skincare or joining my online community? You know, so that way you can kind of start to put them in buckets, I say. You know, because if they're in your Facebook group, they're going to see more of your stuff than if they are just on your profile, because they say what, like 2% of the people actually see your stuff, unless they're coming back to see you.
Okay, because I know when I first started in Rodan & Fields, I didn't make a VIP page. I just made a VIP page this past January when you put that on the Facebook in the video. And so it's like, and I didn't, maybe I did this wrong. I probably just missed this part of it, but I actually added people to my VIP page instead of sending them a friend request for that page.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always add in anyone who I ever talked to about the business, I add in there. And then I did go through, and one day I just sat down and invited a bunch of people. And I figured, you know what? I did that invite thing. And so they actually have to click on it to accept it. Some people didn't realize they had added themselves, but it's okay, because I sent out a conversation then with them. And I just said, you know, thank you for accepting my request to join my page. I would love for you to do my solution tool. And some of them said, no, I'm not interested. I don't know how I got in here. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And I took them out. But then some, went and did the solution tool. And then some even I got them to use a sample. So I like it because it can help me keep people organized. So for like today with the event, I went through and people that have been in my group that maybe I haven't had a conversation with or anything, I went in and I invited them to the flash deal today.
Okay. And
so
do you go in like to the messenger and invite them individually instead of just putting it on your Facebook page so you know who?
So I don't know if you have this option in the actual summer page. I think you have to be the admin. So if you can't actually go in here and invite, then yeah, you could just copy and paste it and send them in a message and just say, hey, I have this event going tonight. I know you've been looking at the products. It'll give you some more information, and then it'll be one of our deepest discounts. And leave it at that. That would be considered a reach out. So yeah, I would totally do that.
Then what do you do about, like, I had someone just this past week order a regimen and roller and hydration serum, and she sees that something is even more discounted. What I personally would do is I would offer her the difference back.
Right. Yeah, if they say something, yes. If they say something, some people aren't even going to notice. The roller deals, like today, they're the same that have been offered at corporate. I didn't discount them at all. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I think I had that happen one time where I had someone say, oh, I wish I would have waited. And then maybe I'll send them a gift or something like that. You can't control that, and you can't not promote something because what if, my person already bought.
Right. And I can do that if it's a personal sale like this.
Oh, yeah.
But being a corporate, because I know I had, and Laura had 3 people that ordered something, and then like 2 days later, the deal came out, and it was the microdermabrasion paste, and they were really pissed. And I said, well, send them a couple samples of paste, just so that.
Well, and corporate's usually pretty good. If you get a person who won't do it and you call back, a lot of times you'll get someone who they'll be able to honor it if it's within a day or two.
And actually that happened this month to me with one of my PCs. She's like, well, I really haven't seen a change yet, and it's been a month and a half. And I was telling her, well, maybe we need to add something. And I don't even remember what it was, but corporate came out with it 2 days later, and I called them and they gave her the discount on what she actually bought. So, nice. Because she was like, she wasn't too sure that she loved the Lash Boost, but she wasn't too sure about the other stuff that she had ordered. So, and I just said, well, maybe we need to get you started on this item. And then it went on sale, but corporate was really good about it, because I told her, because she said, well, I ordered it 2 days too early. And I said, well, let me see what I need to do. And she goes, no, don't bother. And I knew I was going to get less PSVQ, but it happened to me when I was buying stuff from Katie. It seems like I was always, buying it too soon because there was a great discount coming on it. So,
right.
So I was just very happy, and she was extremely happy that she got the discount. And actually next month she wants to try the acute care because, and I thought, well, this is someone that I almost lost, but recommending something else, she's giving it a try. And then she let me know that about the acute care that she may want to try that next month. And I'm like, okay, So I just, I think if it was a little longer than just 2 days, they may not have done it. But
right.
It
never hurts to try. That's just my philosophy on it. But yeah, I mean, I love Facebook groups, and I just think it really just helped me to really get organized, because you may reach out to someone and they may be like, no, I'm not interested in the products or anything like that. And then you can give them another option, and you could just say, you know what, no problem. I just really value you. And I think that you'd really love this new other group that I have created. It's completely unrelated to Rodan and Fields. Can I add you? So I think it just really helps to say, yes, I'm more than just Rodan and Fields. Like, this is what else,
Right.
I think people like that too.
And actually today for my Facebook Live, I was going to mention about this new group page.
I think that's great.
Is that okay?
Yeah. And then you could put the link in it, or in the comment section, you could put your link and just say, I would love for you to join me.
Okay. And do I do Women with Wisdom, or do I do Women with Wisdom group? if I want to?
The title is still Women with Wisdom. It's
Okay.
just that the address is different. Yep.
Okay. But nothing else. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So when I put it in the comments, do I give them the address that's in there, the one that says Women with Wisdom Group?
Yep. So here, I'll show you. You go up here and you copy and paste it. And so let's say then I go back to my profile, and let's say you're doing your video. So you can do your video without even doing any of this. And then when you're all done, go back to like the comment section. I'll just go to like I'll show you. So when you're all done, you could go back and say, I'd love for you to check out my site I just talked about, and just put it in here, you know, and then you just copy and paste it, and then it will come in like that.
Okay. And that was under, let me see, under more, view group info.
Yeah, but you won't, as soon as you go to your group, so here, I need to move this, I think. Okay, so let's say I'm typing in Women with Wisdom.
Okay.
Now, when you go to the top, see this URL right here?
Yeah.
Do you see where it says, this is your whole address for your group now?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's when you just copy and paste it. It's just like if you would do like your solution tool or something like that. It all has its own URL address up there. And the only thing I did was personalize this very last thing. Otherwise, it would just be a bunch of numbers. But it didn't change anything for your group name right here.
Okay.
The other thing,
I am going to try to move that picture down, because even though it looks like I have room to move it down when even on the iPad, I'm not going to lose anything if I do move it down.
No, and I tried to reposition it and I can't. So I think you'll just have to go into Canva and just move everything down. I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because even the colors on my iPad are very different than the colors on my laptop.
Yeah. The other thing you can do too, if you want, is you can link your VIP page to this page. So all you do to do that, you go into more and you go to link existing group. And then you can type in Carol's VIP page or whatever and link it. So what's going to happen is on both pages, people are going to see it. So they might be on your VIP page. And they might be like, oh, what's this page? You know, so it kind of serves as like a bookmark for your pages, and people can go back and forth if they want.
Okay. And what if someone requests on this Women with Wisdom page and I don't know them?
You know what? I think I always just kind of look at their profile and make sure they answer the questions, and I add them, because that's ultimately that's what you want. You want people that are not in your profile that you're not friends with. And if they look like someone that might be a good potential to a business, friend them. And, you know, then you just never know.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get as creative as you want. The unit section, I'll show you. I haven't done my VIP page with it yet. Goodness. But there's so much you could do. So if you wanted to eventually work on adding units, you could. But I have, under my photos section, I have a section for each regimen. So I have Redefine, I have Reverse, I have Soothe, all of that. But those could all become units too if you wanted to.
Okay.
But yeah, I need to repin this one here, because I have my solution tool then underneath this.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just, and it really just takes playing around. But the things I love the most about Facebook groups is using Canva, because it's super easy. I try to do some type of a graphic or something when I'm asking the question, but some days it just doesn't happen, and I'd rather just put something out than nothing. So you can also do like these colors. If you don't do a whole lot, you can do this and then do like a color. But I think if it goes more than 2 lines, it won't let you do that. But I think the thing just to remember is, as part of your daily routine, is just to jump on, even if you don't have more than 3 or 4 people, just start asking questions. You could even do a drawing for anyone who invites someone over, you know, things like that.
Okay. And I like the idea about the units, because I know, like, on my computer, my laptop, my or my iPad, my phone, I have all these pictures, and it's like trying to find that one picture that I want now. And I mean, on Pinterest, I have gotten better that I now organize it in groups. But if you go to my iPad, it's like, geez, there's 6,000 pictures, and you know, to go back now and start regrouping everything, it takes a lot of time.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm usually just going to find a new one because I can never find them in my files. But at least that way, if you add someone to your group, your VIP group, and you could tag them under that album and say, hey, this is what we talked about for you. Here's some more information and pictures.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just like it because that way, I mean, really, if I'm sitting down and I need to do follow-ups, then I can start with my VIP page, and I can go into the member section. And I try not to add a lot of Rodan and Fields people to mine, only if they're like in my level 1s and level 2s, because I just feel like you get so much, and I don't want, you know, people who are not going to take advantage of it. But this way, I have everybody organized, and I can message and see if, when I sent them a message last, if they ever responded. Then you can even take it a step further, and if they're in your group and they aren't, you know, buying or engaging, you could always say, you know what, I don't want to keep you in this group. If you don't want to be in here, you know, let me know, and I'm happy to remove you. You know, I've been starting to do some of that because people don't ever want to be taken out of a group, which is so funny, but yet they don't really want to talk to you either. So yeah, it just helps me to get organized. And I love the fact of having a totally unrelated page, because I think it is a really great way to form relationships outside of actually being out and about. And especially if you're busy and you're running around all summer, you know, this is just a way to grow your network.
Yeah.
And plus, when you have like that ideal client in your head, like you want someone with the, you know, that would fit that description. And so I think it just really helps you to organize those people in your bucket, you know?
Okay. When I do the graphics, should I do it on my laptop versus my iPad, or doesn't it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I do it on my phone just because, but actually I feel like it's easier to do it on my desktop. Okay. But it's totally up to you. I think it's just drag and drop if you do it on your phone or iPad than on the computer. But yeah, Canva has been a lifesaver.
You know, it's funny because you would think that I'm almost 60, so it's like doing stuff on my phone. I know this business can be run by the phone.
Yeah.
I always have to have on my reading glasses if I use my phone. Yeah. And I don't like having my reading glasses on, and I can't see. Even though I got a huge phone, I just can't see.
Yeah.
That, you know, and it's like, yeah, this business is great. You can run it from your iPhone unless you're over that 45.
You just have to increase your, what is it, the text.
Well, the font size, I do. I increase it, and it's like, oh, I still can't see that. So
funny.
Yeah. So, and I started these things at the age of 40. I started very young wearing reading glasses. So it was like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
You know, at least on my laptop and my iPad, I can see it somewhat without my reading glasses, but the phone, I think the doctor should put that in there. It can be run by your smartphone unless you're over the age of 45.
There you go. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, and I think it's a really great approach. And you know, sometimes we don't know what to say to people, even if we've reached out to them, and you could just always just invite them into your group and then see what happens, because the whole point is just stay in front of their mind. And so, I think if you get on now and you start talking about it and start inviting, then I think in turn that will grow that network too.
Okay. That's what I think I'm going to do, even though and you were saying, you mentioned this a few times, post 3 times a day on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, not in that group, but on social media.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, I usually do one on Instagram, one on my Facebook profile, and one in a Facebook group. That's kind of my rule of thumb.
Okay.
If you're doing like Instagram stories or Facebook stories, which is a whole nother lesson, that you would want to post about 14 times a day.
I know, that's what I heard, and it's like, geez, I'll be constantly with my phone, and
Yeah, I
I'm
have to
sorry,
step
but
away. There are some days. I mean, no,
yeah,
there are
firmly,
lots of days I
yeah,
don't.
I firmly believe that my life is not that important that people want to see 14
But
posts.
you would be surprised. People are
Yeah.
crazy about that stuff. They love just see here. I'm taking a picture of this. They love just to see what people are doing. I don't know. And honestly, I flip through the stories on Instagram before I don't even hardly scroll through Instagram anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Okay. Well, I know I've been doing my Facebook page, my VIP page, and Instagram. This will give me just another, and I'm going to invite people, and the people that I just put on my VIP page, see if they come over. I'm going to do it the way you had told me now how to do it, and see how many people will actually come on over to this page. So it'll be interesting to see. Okay.
Yeah, it just takes time just to invite, and I think once you get the hang of it, it'll just become part of your routine. And like I do, I like to sit down once a week, and then I just introduce or I just welcome the people once a week. So just fitting it into your daily activities. But these can be counted as reach outs because you are inviting, you are expanding your network. It doesn't always have to be about buy this or join me or whatever. It's all about creating relationships. So, any and all of that works.
Well,
so did you get all your questions answered?
Yes, I did. And hopefully I'll be able to do everything.
So I'll send you, I'm going to stop the recording here, and I will try to upload it